Alrighty then, welcome. This is the Profit Pool and Success Pool, putting it all together. And I want to go through, once again, my name is Greg Mears. And basically what we're going to do is I put together a mind map that covers 6 total steps. And I'm going to walk through each of the steps and provide you the detail. Now, I'm not going to give you examples. And if you want examples, please let me know through comments. But I've documented each step. I wanted to keep the video length reasonable, and that's why I didn't give you examples. But I'm giving you examples throughout the other videos. You do have the ability to ask questions. Use the comment section below. And what I'm doing is I'm documenting each step very clearly on the same page that this video is on. So just look below the video and you'll see that. When you set up your own, just follow it step by step. Don't get ahead of yourself, which is kind of my problem. I tend to move forward before I've finished each step. So I urge you to complete each step before you move forward, and that will make your frustration level at a minimal. Everything is covered in this putting it all together, except for traffic generation, because I have a separate video and that's coming up. That will cover all of this. And like I said, the last video we did was about 28 minutes long. I don't want to keep this video too long because if I went through examples on all these steps, it would be 45 minutes to an hour and a half. I tend to talk too much, as you know. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Mind map. And I want to walk you through. If you notice, I have step 1, step 2, step 3, and so forth throughout this video. So let's get to step 1. Now, we covered some of the stuff before, and basically, I use GoDaddy. I don't host at GoDaddy, but I do my domain name registration at GoDaddy. It's just simple. They've got a good resources, some good tools there. So I would recommend you identify your domain name and register it with GoDaddy. Now, I'm Greg Mears, so I have gregmears.com. Now, I do have other ones. So, for instance, the site that you're watching this on is a domain called myleadershipsuccess.com. Before if you're new, I would stick with your name and start in bits and pieces. Doesn't mean that you're going to be stuck there for months, but I would not. Your ultimate goal is to try to brand yourself. So spend time branding your name first, and then you can move on to other things. So the 2 hosting services that I use with great success are HostGator and Bluehost. And below here there's some perks. I have some links to take you right to those websites, and if you end up using my link, which doesn't cost you anything more, but it provides me some commission. I'm going to be upfront and transparent about that. But to reward you for that, I'm giving you some bonuses and some perks. I'll help you get your WordPress blog installed and other things. So again, HostGator, Bluehost, Aweber is the autoresponder choice for me. It's easy to use. It's priced right, and when you start getting more advanced, they have some additional features that cost more that you don't need right away. And for instance, if you want to do timed emails, that's an additional cost. But unless you're doing webinars and you're sending out emails that you specifically need to get out at a certain time and alert people at a certain time to be on, for instance, a webinar, I wouldn't recommend purchasing that. You install WordPress through cPanel. Both HostGator and Bluehost have that. It's a 5-minute install. But like I said, if you're a little overwhelmed and you don't want to mess with that, I certainly can help you get that together. So let's move on to step 2. Step 2, as I mentioned, WordPress is my content management of choice. And if you notice, WordPress is becoming very well, let's just put it this way. A lot of people are using it because of the ease of use and simplicity and the level of design that comes with the themes. But the themes that I recognize would be the Internet Marketing WordPress theme. This is the one I use for pretty much everything. It's amazing because it's got OTOs in it, one-time offers. If you're doing, your funded proposal, it's got a blog set up. Then you can set up your pages the way you want. And then you can set up multiple landing pages. If you're selling something, such as your funded proposal, and you're going to do it through ClickBank or PayPal, and PayPal I recommend first if you're new to it, you can automatically protect the downloads or put a members area together, and they have all kinds of templates for a members area. So literally can put up a web page with fully loaded with everything you need on it and have it done in a day. Another good one is Woo Themes, and another they have a bunch of different templates. They don't have the functionality anywhere near the functionality that you can get from the Internet Marketing WordPress theme. And I urge you, seriously, this is a great product. And nobody's hard. Well, there's some people using it, but I mean, most of the people are using Optimized Press. And Optimized Press is great. However, their blog, which is what you're going to really try to brand, is lacking in some functionality and some design control that I like to see from this particular one. So I would urge you to check that out. For the plugins, all-in-one SEO. Some of these are free and some of these aren't, but the all-in-one SEO is free. XML, Google Sitemap's free. The database backup's free. FeedBurner, Feedsmith is free. Comment Love is free, and when you I put a brief description below that will explain what each one does. Link Tracker costs money, but what it does is it provides you a complete system to brand your links and add social bookmarking ability to it. And so you can, by setting up a link, an affiliate link within there, you can get it virally spread throughout the internet just by the social aspects of Link Tracker. Awesome product. RSS Auto Submit and ShareBar, which is also free. So these are the basic plugins, and if you do a Google search and look around, you'll find that people have 25 of the top best, or 50 or 100 of the top best. I found that the more plugins you add to your WordPress site, the slower your site becomes, and the slower your site becomes, the people click off of it quickly, because we're in I must have it now mentality in our society. And the longer your page takes to load, the less people are willing to stay around while it loads. So that's one reason. The second reason is this particular theme has so much functionality built into it that I don't need WordPress plugins. So by using this theme, I'm actually speeding up my load length time, and this, by the way, that a lot of people don't really think about that when they're first setting up. So this is something you need to think about, because I've been experiencing where because of the amount of plugins I loaded onto my WordPress theme, it's taken forever to load, and I noticed my bounce rate, and I'll explain that when we talk about traffic, but my bounce rate was, people jumped off the site. I was in the high 90s, and I have some sites that are like 50%, which is unbelievable. Which means people are staying around and heading over to other pages and reading other pages. So they're basically getting engaged in things. So something to think about. But if you get this, you don't need a ton of these. You'll still need the ones that I listed here. You'll still need with that. But if you end up going with this or this, you'll need a whole lot more plugins. So let's talk about step 3, setting up your autoresponder. On my blog, I have a post dedicated to this that has videos on it that shows you how to set up everything you need to do with an autoresponder, and I'm going to list that. And in fact, below this video you're going to find the links, and they're going to be categorized by step 1, step 2, step 3, and so forth. So it's going to make it very easy for you. But you'll need to set up your list, and there's a process to follow there. You'll need to set up your web form. And then you'll need to set up your email sequences. This is probably the most lengthy of the. And in the past, I have not really enjoyed this part. But I was testing some stuff last night, and it's interesting because through email marketing, because I've in the past, when I first got involved in it, I guess I had some challenges writing. I don't know, but my email marketing didn't produce a whole lot of revenue. But I was testing some stuff last night and writing some emails, and I just sent them out. And this is, this is a couple B2B sites that I have, and interesting piece was, these were after hours, and I immediately started getting a rush of sales coming in. I made several $100s just by sending a few emails out. And the beautiful thing is you don't have to write these emails in third person, or what I mean, you don't have to sound like you're bigger than you are, and your communication should really be one-on-one. You should think when you're writing this that you're just talking, or you're sending an email to one of your friends. It took me a while to understand that and grapple that. Well, I understood it, but I didn't think that would work, and so I floundered around for a while. But if you write them one-on-one, it's going to make it a lot easier. Okay, so you'll set up your autoresponder, then you'll need a lead magnet. You want people to opt in. So you set up a web form. You haven't put it on your blog yet, but you're gonna need an ethical bribe for people to log in. And there's a system I use that has a ton of great products and different things, and it's MLSP, and I recommend you check that out. But it basically provides you with a lead magnet, several different lead magnets that you could use. Then another thing you could also use is PLR reports. And what that is basically, excuse me, I'm just getting a drink of water. What that is basically is private label rights. And you could use that, you could take it, rebrand it, have something already pre-written. You don't have to even rebrand it. But use that, in exchange for first name and email, or just the email. It's a pretty simple process, but then you need to add your form to your blog. One thing that's cool with this plugin up here is all of this stuff is pre-built into it, into the pages, into the post, into the sidebar. You can create a pop-up that everything's built. You don't have to buy anything else. There's no other software that you need to be able to do this now. A lot of people were buying pop-up domination, which I bought it. But once I started getting a handle on this theme, I realized I didn't need it, because I could produce really awesome looking forms that would pretty much do everything I needed them to do without having to pay the extra, I don't know, $67 or $97 for that product. So something to think about. You end up going with this theme, you end up saving money, but you don't sacrifice functionality, and you don't sacrifice quality. So you want to add it to your sidebar. You also want a pop-up. Pretty self-explanatory. If you go to gregmears.com, you can see an example of it in my sidebar and the pop-up if you haven't been there before. I have it set up so it shows once. And if you don't close down your browser and come back to it, it won't show again. But if you close down your browser and basically restart your computer, it shows my pop-up form again. So that's pretty much step 3. So let's go to step 4. Funded proposal. This is key. Something I've been lazy about is I've added 3 or 4 funded proposals to gregmears.com, but I really didn't set them up as an OTO or one-time offer. One thing that you could do, again with that theme that I talked about, the Internet Marketing and WordPress theme from step 2, is that you can easily add your funded proposal as an OTO. You don't have to worry about trying to figure out scripts. All you have to do is check a box and say that this is a one-time offer. Now, you don't necessarily have to set it up as a one-time offer. I would copy that page and offer it for a slightly higher price, and then explain that to them on the one-time only offer. So if they act now, they'll get it for, say, $17. If they wait, it's going to be $24.95, or it's going to be $37 or $27. So something to think about. But developing your funded proposal, again, you can use PLR, private label rights, and all you do is search. I actually have a few resources on the same page where this video is being played, or you can develop your own. Normally, what happens, I didn't develop my own first. I use PLR and I use MLSP because they have products and they have systems that provide really good content. Well, specifically, MLSP provides really good content for our market. And it's webinars, videos, people, and hot topics that people really want additional information for. So you could lead gen, you could use that to lead gen. You can also use that to create a funded proposal. I highly recommend it, especially if you're just starting out and you're trying to get things pulled all together quickly. There's no reason spending all that time trying to come up with your own funded proposal and then not really testing the market and it not working. So, but once you get established a little bit, you've been running for a month or so, you can develop your own because you know what people are interested in and you know what works. And the PLR again, private label rights. There's a ton of great products out there. You can rebrand them if you want, and ultimately, you can do that if you have the skill. But when I say rebranding, all you really need to do is change the graphics. But again, I really want to stress this: when you use this theme over here in step 2, you can put together really cool pages. So what I often do is I take a PLR product, take the sales page. I may make some changes to the copy, but I use the graphics and I add them to a page that I built off of the WordPress theme. And when I say built, all you do is it's basically point and click. And it really saves you a lot of time. Plus, it puts something really quality, special together, and it doesn't look like everybody else's. So if you're offering the same product, you can rename it. And it looks different, and so you're not running with the rest of the herd. So hopefully that makes sense. So let's go to step 5. Step 5 is all about your content. So what you got to do is you have to put together your pages and your posts. Those are 2 key pieces of content. And remember, I talked about this before. You need an about me, about Greg Mears or about me page. You need a page for your primary business. And then for your posts, you need articles about solutions. You need to write about things that people are grappling with or need a solution for. Those posts and articles are what is read. That's the same concept as developing a product. You want to solve people's problems, and if you do that, that's offering value, and people will pay for that, or people will spend time and read that information. So part of your content within the blog, you want a ping list. As I mentioned before, I've got all the resources below this video. So I have a pretty extensive ping list. All you have to do is copy and paste it, and I'll even show you where to do that. So basically what happens is every time you release a piece of content, it pings the search engines, it pings the RSS feeds, and gets your content disseminated across the internet. It really helps with SEO. When we talk about SEO, there's a great plugin called SEO Presser that I use to help me identify my keywords and then help me make sure I optimize on-site, on-page SEO functionality. And all you do is pretty much follow a checklist. Makes it really easy. I use all-in-one, as I mentioned before, and that's free. And I make sure I do the key research. I never go after... I use the Google AdWords tool, and there's a link below that takes you right to it. It's free, but what I'll do is I'll do a search, and on that search, I'll sort things by low competition, and then I go after obviously the highest searches. I look at both global and I look at local, but I look at low competition. And then those are the keywords that I go after when I do my blog posts and when I do my pages. So anyway, I recommend that you make sure you incorporate these 3 aspects. So let's talk about step 6, how to monetize. Really monetization of your content. You don't want to be in people's faces. You want to provide value. So there's really 3 aspects you can do that with. And some of you may think of some more, but the 3 that I have listed here, the funded proposal, the primary business, and the affiliate products, work best for me. Now, of course, this is kind of geared towards network marketing, and the focus might be different. And I maybe not call it a primary business, but Because what a primary business is basically your multi-level marketing business. Now, a lot of people in the online network marketing side have a high end and a low end. They're in two different multi-level marketing businesses, and one's a high-priced item, one's a low-priced item. So, basically what you use your primary business for is the back end. You don't lead with your primary business. A lot of people in the network marketing business do this. Not only do they lead with their primary business, they send them directly to the company website, which almost never works. You end up spending way too much money, especially if you're paying for traffic. It's not worth doing. So, lead with value in your content. Follow it with a funded proposal. Use your primary business as the back end offer, and then sprinkle it with affiliate products. And myleadershipsuccess.com is a perfect example of that. I've incorporated all three into my business, but what's nice about the funded proposal, it really offsets your cost, and oftentimes you can actually make a profit, and that pays for your advertisement and the growth of your business. You don't want to price your funded proposal too high. And you might have different levels of funded proposal. Anything that starts at say $17 and goes up to $67 or $97. It's your option. With your primary business, you really want to provide value there. So it's going to be your back end. But maybe what you do is you put together some funded proposals and you provide them as a bonus for signing up for your primary business. And it needs to be, you need to be able to allow your prospects or people that sign up into your business, they need to be able to duplicate what you're doing. And so you really need to help them out. And that's where enlightened leadership comes in. So you spend your energy and time making sure that you are helping them. The more people, the funny thing with network marketing, the more people you help, the more successful you become. So no matter how selfish you are, at some point in time, you're going to figure out that you need to help people. If you don't figure that out, you're not going to be successful in network marketing. That's just bottom line. So you figure out that you need to help people, and by creating systems, training, which, by the way, all this is systems and training to help your market or your downline become better at what they do. And when they become better at what you do, it's really a win-win proposition. And when we talk about affiliate products, is people, your prospects are trying to build their business and they're trying to grow it. So they're things that are you gravitate towards for your business, both online and off, are things that they're going to gravitate towards. So you offer value and solutions, and you balance it. You don't hammer them with affiliate products, and this is very important. You absolutely do not send them to affiliate products that you are not using and haven't tested, because you don't want to lose your credibility. You really need to let that resonate with you, because people will see through it. And for instance, I never recommend anything that I don't personally use and that does not help me in my business. So hopefully, I didn't go. This video probably would have been better if I showed some examples, but I have greater detail throughout my blog, and so I urge you to spend time on gregmears.com and learn from all my posts that I put up there and my videos. From there, you can find my YouTube channel where I provide a lot more videos. But hopefully, this has provided some kind of a blueprint and provide you some direction in what you need to do next. Remember, I've got a couple more videos coming up, and one's on traffic generation, and one's on I go into greater detail about how to really drive more signups and more and grow a greater downline and create success for them, so you can become successful. And that's a key piece for network marketing. For instance, if you sign up with me, I am going to bend over backwards to make sure that you are successful in this industry, because if you're successful, I'm successful. It's just the way it is. It's like the old adage with leadership: let your people shine. And so, you know, using that same thought process, I'm gonna let you shine by being successful and provide. And I'm gonna share everything with you. So when you're in my business, my downline, you're gonna grow it. You're gonna become very successful, and it's gonna move me up, and I'm gonna become very successful. And hopefully, you take that same thought process and apply it to your downline and make them very successful. So hopefully this was a good video for you and you found some value. If you have any questions, I urge you to leave a comment. I'll answer each one. I just didn't want to go through in greater detail with all the examples that I have. And this, like I said, this video would have been way too long. So certainly use follow the step-by-step process below. And leave any questions that you have. Please leave me a comment or any feedback, please. I love it. I love to read comments. So hopefully this has been helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.